Game number 3 of the day is going to be Evil Geniuses up against EQ Red. And EQ Red, they need to get this W if they want to get out of group stages, have a shot at it. Evil Geniuses, though, on a nice hot 0-2-0 start. We saw them on overtime in game number 1, but they just continue on that momentum, just kept on swinging to get their second game win. And we'll see if they can continue doing that against EQ Red. And it, on paper, looks EG favored. But, you know, sometimes it doesn't go the way the paper wants it.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I actually can't read the paper right now. I got these glasses on.
It's great for out in the sun.
Yeah, I mean, if the sunglasses feature kind of. Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
It comes off.
Oh, that's so cool.
My bad. I didn't realize. Well, I will say, yeah, EG 2-0, absolutely crushing right now. But crushing more than that, these glasses, man. Gamers Advantage, bro. You gotta check them out. GamersAdvantage.com. It kills that tired eyes, those eye strain. These lights in here, man, they're kind of bright. And so if I gotta worry about that, I pop the sunglasses on just like that. Bam, done. The lights are nothing to me. And I mean, I think I look kind of clean like this. I'm just saying, like, whoo, GamersAdvantage.com and check them out.
For sure. Also, check out communitygaming.io is a website you can go if you're a tournament organizer or gamer wanting to play in tournaments, whatever it may be, because they are an awesome organization to help out grassroots TOs, players, everything like that, get into matches, into games, and to help out with any kind of tournament. That might be Valorant, Apex, things like that. But while they might be helping out Midwest Showdown, this $5,000 tournament today, Kat, we're going to help ourselves into this agent selector right now to see and bind EG up against EQ. So just one letter difference, but I think there might be more than that when we see the agent selection coming through.
Agent selection quite interesting, quite frankly. I didn't catch any of it. So I will let you know about it when we get into the actual match. I did catch a Viper. That was about it, but that's like a bind staple nowadays, I'd say. So
yeah, I mean,
nothing too crazy.
The meta for bind right now is like you go Razor Jet, you go Sova still, obviously Sova, if it's not split. You go, a lot of people going Astra
Maybe double
Viper.
initiator for Sky.
Yeah, so like double initiator, double controller with a duelist is typically what it is. So like Razor Jet and then Viper Astra, Sky Sova is like pretty much the meta. Some people do things change around, things like that.
Typically play double duelist.
Right, so there's differences. You can still do like double duelist, and like we even see like EU, like Ascend, they run Brimstone on bind, which can actually make it work. But
crazy.
What we're seeing here is, for the most part, that meta.
Yeah, we will get that meta. Indeed.
Actually, it is. Yeah,
it's exactly
better.
Yeah, you're the best. Wow, this is why they brought you out here.
That's why they flew me out, baby.
That is crazy that you said that, because you are absolutely correct. And we do see a lot EG shower control, more typically to the defensive side, but they do love to play for that orb, that juicy orb. But right now, it's not going to be the case because EG Red having enough control of that, and early hookah presence instead for EG. Playing the default nonetheless, they've snuck their Viper all the way through a short already. That toxic screen has pushed them forward, and they've got a chance to actually pin shower here. Reform walls down. Teets, well, he's out the round. That's the first try to come forward. Reform looking for the swing. Shots on a Primzy. Beautiful Nova Pulse. He's stuck in no man's land, but no shots just yet. No, they're not going to get found at all. Zane's got 2. Primzy's got 1 as well. And EG started out looking clean. The utility was good, but the frags, they haven't come their way. EQ Red is absolutely running it down right now. And now they've got a pinch of their own. The 2-2 little blender going on. We're going to grab 1 a second as well. Out of the Nebula. Looking for more in a 1v2 right now. We just swings it back to the side. He got so much bullets left. It's going to be the double swing to come out. He recognizes. He'll slide away now to the bottom of the triple stack. Flash available. Popped as well. He'll slide around once more. Shots to land. Hesh to fall. 1v1 with Boss in the swing. Oh, he's got it! Roka's crazy! 1-on-4. The nuttiest play. EG, they're feeling it right now. 1-0 on the pistol.
We have a first round view of that too, because Roka is the one on the other side of this window right here, just holding it down. The rest of the team just exploded in cheers, erupted right on the other side of the casting booth. Love to see that. Let's go land, baby. Shout out to Vanguard Championship Series and Community Gaming for putting this one on, as well as all the sponsors like Red Bull. I'm just so happy to be here to see that kind of thing happen. A 4K, a 1v4 situation to start off this round. And I already mentally was going to start talking about the narrative of how EG lost both pistol rounds up against Fraggy Bag for the first game of today and had to win out in the bonus situation, try to get the momentum back on the side. But you don't even need to do that here because you got Roka holding it down.
Dude. Roka, man. Not even on the duelist either. Didn't even need to be. Initiator gets the job done. Yeah, pseudo duelist indeed. The flash was quite nice. It allowed for those 1v1s to get separated, and I mean, that's just quite clean. Boostio looking for the same story, but he's going to be working into a shorty. In the meantime, Reform will get one from short. Boostio, he'll win that fight as well. As it's off camera, Primzy will grab a trade. Reform will fall. That's that short control gone. But there's control all over the map right now. It's B main that will get walked into. It's a split default very late spike pickup. It'll come over to the B side. It's going to be a free plant. Both players all the way over towards that A site. They got a Spectre, not much more to do.
Yeah, 2 rounds in a row now. Evil Genius has gotten reformed, snaked right up on the Viper. That's, you know, of course, on the Viper, you snake yourself back up, and then reform gets the first blood both times. Draws blood and does so in a way that EQ Red was not ready for. I heard the hiss. It was really good. And what also we can hear as Evil Geniuses get the spike planted, get the set on the post plant, and EQ Red, we see them on the other side of the map still, take the teleporter, and Evil Genius is ready for it. They get one trade. It was a 1v2 situation, so Brandon getting at least one is actually kind of nice for Evil Geniuses, and bad for EQ Red. Only Zane is last one alive. And we just saw Roka get a 1v4, so why not Zane as well? No, of course, it's Roka, the one shutting down the shorty right in the face.
You're not me, baby. You're not like me. It's that simple. That's
you
all
ain't
Roka's
like
saying.
me.
You ain't like me. You might be an initiator, but you're not like me, brother.
No, sir.
You're not like me. That's simple. Roka 5-0 right now in 2 rounds. That's quite crazy.
Sheesh.
We got a bit of a bonus going on. We got 3 Spectres, a chance to buy rifles, but I don't see EG doing it. I mean, every time I say that, though, EG, they love to just buy, bro. They love retail therapy over there in the EG camp. So definitely not to say they wouldn't do it, but they will chill out for this round. I mean, I can't blame them. They got Boostio on the team. They want to get that operator going. We'll see if they do, though. You know, it's questionable whether teams want to run that offensive operator, especially on Bind when you've got that Jet solo duelist. But if you've got Roka basically playing a duelist on the sky, definitely, I think it's possible.
I think so too.
Especially if Reformed is getting up A short.
Yeah, it's going to be a short. They're getting a lot of info on U-Haul. They know it's going to be 50-50, so they deal with that. They heard the runs across, though, so they should have a good idea that they transferred over and exactly what they account for. Because gets a first frag. Reform following as well, so of course Reform so far they really trades. Reform gets a second one this round as well, so it doesn't get shut down. Evil Genius is back in familiar ground already. 4 versus 2 in a post-plant situation.
We got it on 2. EQ taking their sweet time out of CT. This is the anti-bonus, by the way. EG are playing with Spectres and a Sheriff. They don't have a ton to work with here, but they've been able to pick up rifles. Hesh will pick up a frag. Guess Roka going to fall towards Hugo looking for a second as well. Wallbang not quite there on the Fa, who's able to swing around, but he's straight into the jaws of Zane, who bites down for a kill. Now a 2-on-2. Snake bite on the spike right now, but there's a room to tap it. They won't. In the meantime, Frantic going to tap through for 1 second as well. There's a Frenzy? Doesn't even need the Spectre. He's got a Phantom in his hands. He don't want it. He takes a Frenzy, baby, the pocket Phantom to get the job done. And we're 3-0 for Evil Geniuses. The anti-bonus is not good. EG have won it. They've got tons of money. Early, dominant lead.
Yeah, I mean, we expected Evil Geniuses to win this game out on paper going into it. They're up 2-0, and EQ Red's not having a good day so far, 0-2. So everything is looking in favor of Evil Geniuses. And this, once they win that bonus situation, they have all the rifles. Just see some Shikos, even a Bucky for Teats. That's about it. That's all you'll get. Hunter's Fury, but whoosh, EQ Red is off to a rough start. We did see, though, last game, the team that started off 3-0 ended up losing the game.
It's an interesting point. We'll see how it translates to this one. This is a tough matchup for EQ rather. Excuse me. To have to play, to have to play EG to save your tournament hopes, to save your chance out of the groups. That is very, very scary. And EG right now, they're showing us why. This is the anti-eco, so they should come through and swarm the site. The 2 guns alive. They'll do just that. Frenzy is able to get one with the paint shells before falling. Boostio's got a trade onto Zane to the back of the site, and that's going to be site once more. B is morely controlled. Spike will go down in just a minute. We've got 2 players coming their way through CT. EQ Red. I don't see much coming out of this one, especially with those Sheriffs. And yeah, not going to be. Fuzz got 1. There is a chance for 1 pick here.
It's another 4v2 post-plant setup for Evil Geniuses. That's 3 rounds in a row we've seen a 4v2 post-plant for EG.
Okay, yeah, there's the one I talked about. He's got Nebula, he can get that Vandal. He can get that Vandal and get it out, but he's going to get swarmed rather quickly. Goes up. He's there. He 4 seconds smoked it. He 4 seconds smoked it. That's worth a Nebula, in my opinion. It's questionable because he's going to get chased, but he at the very least would have been able to get out with the Vandal. It just drops immediately after he picks it up. Yeah, it would have been immediate 1v1 instead of immediate 1v3, and his gun would have been ready in that timing as well. So it actually would have worked out better, and I think it's worth it as well, like you said. But against Boostio, man. Still is a save round. You still get your full loss bonus. You can buy up the next round as well. EQ Red has 2 ultimates to work with. That Showstopper could open up the site as well for a retake or just hold down if Evil Geniuses pushes through. But a lot of what Evil Geniuses has been doing is just flushing people out with util, getting reformed
snaked up in a way that is not predicted by EQ Red. Looks like he's going to try to do that for again, but fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Will the shame go to EQ Red's side this time around? Viper's Pit been dropped, so it might not even be a question that in that regard. Is 4 people stacked up on, 3 people stacked up on A side for EQ Red, so they have a pretty good read of where the take is going to be, but can they deal with the Viper's Pit? The first spray down finds the VIP of Reform. Hash finds 2, a 3-for-1 overall for EQ Red, and now they are in the driver's seat for this round. It's 4v1. Can Brandon win a 1v4? But we see Roka do it on Evil Geniuses. Can they continue this flawless streak alive?
We got the same sort of scenario for EG. We talked about in map number 1. They win those early rounds. They start feeling good. We don't get it. We got the basic utility. We got the toxic screen in. We didn't get much more. It was just kind of 50-50s running it down to the back of the side up the screen. And that's a disadvantage fight for you every time. That changes completely. All you need is 1 Sky Flash out of that. Those players back of sight, they don't see anything, and you're getting those frags. It's just one of those things where EG are very good. So the confidence is well-deserved, but it's about, does that confidence become arrogance when you don't throw the utility, when you try to save things? There's no reason. That flash comes back before the post-plant retake even becomes an option. So it's just a matter of this team. They're young. They're very new. Just, you gotta pull the chains just a little bit.
Yep, confidence is good as long as it stays as confidence, not arrogance, like you said. It's not hubris. But yeah, it's something that it almost let Frag get back in the game when he was just looking a lot better overall in that match, and still was the favorite to win that one as well. But
that's where the swings came from. It's like timeline 5-5-5 the whole way through.
And maybe in group stage you can get away with that, but as the tournament goes on, quarterfinals and semifinals, and especially grand finals, teams are not going to let you get away with that.
You got to buckle down.
You got some Slayer teams out there like Third Impact, Cosmic Divide. We need to see cleaner gameplay from Evil Geniuses, regardless if they win this map or not. They still need to be cleaner in these takes,
young
especially.
Team, young players, and you mentioned it as well a bit in the green room. If you were first time on LAN, first time meeting each other, they met each other yesterday. I remember seeing on Boostio's Twitter, so excited to meet the best team in the world. So you can tell they're definitely hype about just being together in the first place. So you can definitely understand it. And it's day number 1. Unfortunately for them, they should make it out of groups regardless. It's 2-0. There's very low odds they don't make it out. And this map going their way right now as well as Reform going to grab that first frag in the site just like that.
Unexpected by Zane.
Yeah, takes that peek, wins it. Teets. Ooh, got a chance with 1v2 with Boostio. Good right click to come through. Just make sure you secure that one. Don't want to risk it. Well played, and that's going to be the rest of EQ now towards the back of the site. They've made it at a CT. Got a bit of utility work with as well, and they've taken down Boostio. Looking for Reform, but it's a trade to come through. Hash and Roka both going to find themselves too, and Boston. What's happening through the box, so Roka's still very healthy in terms of HP. Boston to grab 1. Flashback in 8. Seeker's available, but certainly won't go into this round. It's 1v3, and hopes aren't so great right now. Being able to get the site, might get a tap on the spike. He'll do just that. So much utility coming out. He turns the flash. Peek to come forward. Won't be able to get away just in time. Second peek in. Roka will take that one. 5-1 for EG.
We're seeing a lot of situations today, and especially that round we saw it twice for people holding the angles. Working out really well. Lower ping, things like that. EQ calling the timeout makes a lot of sense. You get 1.5, use it. You're down 1-5. You just lost the last round as well. You're going to be able to do a decent buy up. You want to force it here, but it's not going to be amazing. Do you want to do that or not? That's a lot of what they're talking about this timeout. They have Seekers available. That Hunter's Fury and Showstopper they've been holding on to for a few rounds now. So we need to find a way of making that work right now, because if we can use it now, we should be able to get another one back before the round ends. Reform just keeps getting these positions that EQ is not ready for. That's 3 rounds so far out of 6 that Reform gets the first blood, and it's like a free first blood. Like, they don't know about him. He just drops the wall, takes the shot, walks around the corner. They didn't know he was there. Free flank kill.
It's very similar to Mertz from Vivo Keyed and how they were playing against Ascend this morning. If you got a chance to check out that game, it just came through. Ascend was getting upset by Vivo Keyed because they would throw toxic screens forward. That was a map on Icebox, and they would just swing straight through the screen. They'd take a 50-50, just completely overconfident. But in that scenario, it's gauged confidence in the fact that, okay, my opponent, if they do double swing this, one is already going to be tucked close screen looking for a player to peek. So if I peek the deep player, I kill that, there's no crossfire, because in that time, my teammate's already there.
It's all about the mind games, the setups, the trains, things like that. Now we're going out of the timeout is the force meet. Red.
Oh,
no. No Seekers this round. Hunter's Fury's
that is a beautiful play.
U-Haul's given up before Hunter's Fury has time to even do anything, and right now Reform's going to be in the face of these members, EQ Red and U-Haul, which are even rotating away. Reform does the same thing, but they sneak in Roka to punish the teleport if that would be taken. It won't be the case. EQ Red 3 from their spawn. The Aldron lead in, they still have a showstopper to use, but you don't open it with that in this situation typically. In a 3v5 situation, you force this round, so maybe, but you really want to get a frag for 2 beforehand, but it's not going to happen now as Reform, yet again, having a fantastic game.
Yep.
He did on the game 1 as well today on the Cypher. Like, talk about that later. Boostio just getting frags. Judge maybe can do some damage to the eco, but not even that can be done by EQ Red. Evil Geniuses, they're just snowballing, stomping, they're running away with it.
Yeah, and that's exactly the difference. We must have talked about it in the timeout, because, I mean, if your opponent throws a timeout, you can talk about it too. Yeah. You also get that minute. And we saw EG come through. We talked about how they were just really 50-50 peeking very hard. You see that dog come through. You see it pop right there on the replay. Hesh is full concussed. He's supposed to be the repeat. They clearly calculated for that. Boostio takes the first, Tailwind's away, and the time that he comes back for the repeat, Dog's leading him in, the concuss is there, and Hesh, he's caught in the water. There's nowhere that he's going to go. They find that frag quite easily, and EQ Red, they're caught reeling. By that time, you played your 2 B-site players, close contact. Now the site's gone. It takes you quite a bit of time to rotate over from A, and that time is just too little too late.
As Olin Hunter's Fury does a little team fire damage. Unlucky to be reformed in that situation.
Okay.
Getting a double kill of their own, but answer right back by EG. They have the better weaponry for sure, so they can make that happen. The showstopper
in the air?
Boostio, have you played Halo, brother? You have to go for high-low. If anything, not low-high. Rockets don't work out 10 times out of 10, unless you hit the body, but on a jet, air maneuverability. That's not going to happen. Is this Quake? Oh, but Zane shuts down Boostio. A couple of low health members of Evil Geniuses, but Foe was there. Able to shut down. No question of that anymore. Evil Geniuses still up 7-1, and that's 2 ultimates used up by EQ Red. That amounts to nothing.
I hope it's on the replay. Where is that going, man? Okay, arguably it was pretty close.
If he hit the,
it does work.
Hit the frame, it actually.
If he hit him, if it was a little bit more to the right, it would have worked. But it would have only got Boostio.
He would have been refragged.
I think that's a panic moment, quite frankly.
He would have known, but we knew that he would have been refragged by the swing anyway, so it actually wouldn't have mattered for the round.
I think he popped it because he heard Presence Long.
Yeah.
And then just panicked when Boostio updrafted on the Blade Storm. You know what happens.
It does happen indeed. EQ Red with another read of 3 sec on A side, so they have good reads overall.
Good play, Tease.
Nice job by Tease running backwards, realizing that Boostio is very aggressive. He just sends it as this jet player. But granted, able even the playing field with just nice spray down, nice prediction work that somebody's typically going to be at triple, which EQ Red has had a person at triple basically every single round, plus a person at showers, things like that. So nice reads by Evil Geniuses and EQ Red as the same.
Okay.
EQ Red coming back into the game right now as Reform trying to play around his Cosmic 5. Nice swing around, almost gets the double, but Ash shuts him down, gets a little revenge from the past.
That's the issue with that divide. Plus, it came down very, very late into the round, so they couldn't even use it for the takes, quite frankly. And instead, you see EQ Red utilize it quite nicely. They recognize now we have an opportunity. There's no noise, so they cut themselves out of shower. They use that Seeker to push themselves forward, and then they just swing together as a team. Boston's able to grab 2. Zane's able to pull focus for those players that are over towards short to deny that refrag to come forward, and then Reformed, well, close but not quite.
Very slight overcorrection for the aim there. Actually could have. He had enough bullets to get it down. So close to be able to be in a clutch situation. EQ Red, though, they get the second round of the board. They're still alive. They're still healthy right now.
Much slower round. We've got new defensive setups here from EQ Red as well. They'll move over that Astra now towards Lamps, and they've thrown significantly more stars over towards A. Because EG, quite frankly, have been flooding A site. Every time they've gone, it's been close contact and then immediate flood to the back of the site. So trying to prevent that right now, but will it work is the question. As Roga's now pulled over to Ortuka, so no players have moved. Zane's a spot 1, but already through short once again is Reform. He's grabbed that refrag. Tease with the Judge, trying to make something happen. He sneaks out so early, he finds 1, but granted, he's back there for the refrag. He's been able to solidify things. And that's the plan to go down. EQ Red in the 2-on-3. Once again, after retake, we haven't seen them successfully take a retake yet.
You would just kind of pugged out that round as well so far. They just had Roka go and hookah and just take a frag, and then immediately after Evil Geniuses is showing up on A side. So it's not even like they're selling a fake, they're just going out there fragging. They found EQ Red a little off guard though in some of those situations, got the frags out, and now they're in a 3v2, make that 3v1 as Roka shuts down Hesh, and They saw the push from Boston. They know about the confirmation from Guiding Light, and the slow peek from Boston with the off angle for Branted is not going to do it.
That's played so nicely by Branted. That first flash comes forward. He sits there still on the angle. He recognizes it's going to be a half blind. It's so far behind him. Back onto the angle, spots the bird coming, gets all the way out, and then lets the player walk in and recognize they got to come that way. He's able to take a very, very advantageous fight. Evil Genius 8-2. We definitely have seen them brush off that arrogance issue from game number 1.
Yeah.
I told you, it's just a matter of getting seated in. Now they've played 2 games. They look very, very good right now.
They're still doing it a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's dimmed down quite a bit because we definitely saw a lot of moments, but that was, again, particularly onto their defense. So technically the issue could not be corrected at all, and we could just be playing in a scenario where if they are over-peaking and they win the fight, it works out.
The Reform finds a frag on Primsy again. Reform, it's like half these rounds getting first blood, finds a second as well. Reform just stepping up so well all day long today. As Brandon gets another kill as well. It's down to a 4v2 for Evil Geniuses. So yeah, not in the post play quite yet, but when the Viper Spit dropped down, they're rotating for the bomb. There's only one person left, Teats, with just a shorty in hand. Maybe, not today. Reform with the 3Ks. A play that when EG, we were talking about in the first game today, was taking a little bit of time to get comfortable on land setup. They weren't looking on form, especially like Gustio was commonly top fragging. We see him near the top right now, but it was on the bottom of the board for many of the first half.
He used a lot of those first bloods.
But yeah, Reform was getting a lot of first bloods. Then Reform is off to the races today, man. He's been stepping up all day long and still doing so even as this game continues on the last round of this half.
Yeah, and Reformed has looked very, very confident as well. The fact that he's just willing to go through his screen and make those
been
plays.
Great. Aim on point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is scary, 100%, especially on your Viper. It's very strong for post plant. You can't really play the lineup if they're dead, quite frankly. But the fact that he's been able to swing through on the offensive, get those frags is quite nice. Viper's going to go down toward 2 good to try to deny control for EG. Ash is very, very close.
It's a very shallow pit.
Yeah, it's shallow indeed. He can't get out. Fortunately, he hasn't made the contact just yet.
It's an aggressive pit, but you pop it in a position, in a timing where like you're not going to be able to control the forward position of that Viper's pit, so you're just sitting in the back end of it. And if you push out of it, you lose your own vision, so it's hard to really hold it. So flash in initial and flash out afterwards. Sky would be a perfect answer to this. Roka not in position to do so. Now definitely not, because he's dead.
Yeah, Prince take a second as well.
Beautiful double kill. Hish as well. So this round, one away of EQ Red, because Evil Genius is kind of beginner, just kind of walking around on site.
And this has been a change of pacing as well. It's one thing to play, Puggy, to play much more for ouch, close than it should have been. Much more for contact when you're playing.
Man, EQ Red is not running down. Like a lot of times, with 5v1, let's just send this go in there, let's take the fight. But they're like, we have to win this. Roka got a 1v4 earlier. Why wouldn't Foe be able to get a 1v5 if you don't play it smartly? Let's just play this correctly, go on the timing. You still know exactly where he is. He's still in that teleporter waiting for us. And the rotation from Hash. So EQ Red, still their mental is in it. They're like, we need to win these rounds to get this into it. And now we're at the 9-3 scoreline, which we've seen many times seems to make a comeback happen right now.
So that round, definitely for EG, they've been playing a bit Puggy. They've been playing for close contact. That's not going to work if you're playing slow. And they played very, very slow. We'll see a work around that Viper's pit. That was so far extended. They didn't know where Hesh was. And by the time they try to finally get into the peaks, EQ Red is just in such good positioning because they take so long in that round. They tried to change the pace, and that's not going to work if that's the play style that you're playing. But now they're onto the defense. We talked about it. It could be an arrogance issue. They're up 6 rounds. If it was going to be one, we would see it right now. So we'll find out. I think it looks a lot better.
Honestly, Evil Genius has been looking really weak on pistol rounds overall. Like, Roka won it because he just popped off with a crazy 1-3-4 situation. But overall, like, pistol rounds have not been going their way. EQ Red, if they win this one out and continue on with the momentum, they can actually start getting this game pretty competitive. And perhaps it could be an attacking side of the team. A nice cross-map dart, which makes it seem like Sova was probably over at B site, but they actually were stuck over A with a fast push out from B as well into short. That's being watched by that member of EQ Red, the Astro, just hanging out. It's going to be Teats. Gets that first initial headshot, but the range, the damage fall off. It's going to allow Granted to live and Roka to live, rotating off. Bustio still hanging out, though. This is the rotation from EQ Red, realizing, oh, that's a little bit of weakness that we've seen at BSI at this point, so we can make the rotation happen.
Do they expect the second player? Do they expect Bustio already in the mid-market?
They expect at least Roka to be there, because they saw one person. They don't know he full fell off.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, they're able to force Bustio away. Bustio loves to play mid-market. We see him there so often. And right now, we'll see Branted over towards the backside of Lancier, the backside of U-Haul. Drone will force him away. as well as a lot of Viper utility from EG Red as they will swarm their way into the
U-Haul.
site now. Plan to go down. Player stack U-Haul forced away by that snake bite. Zane to pick up one. Primsy has another. A clean pistol round so far from EQ Red and EG into a 3-on-5, but they got a very low Roka.
Yeah, and Roka is the one player can heal and you can't heal yourself, so that's like unlucky that that's the person who got hit to start off the round. Especially on pistol rounds, those little HPs reformed. Been doing such an amazing job with positioning, getting first blood beforehand, but now his position is sprayed down. But Boston, why not take shots, man? You have 5v3 situation with a hold, and the flash is too far. It won't really matter because Crossfire set up EQ Red in a 4v1 now. But Bo, can he do a Roka impression? Only good for 3. Needed 5 total, and enough EQ Red members were there. They're swarming onto him. It wouldn't have mattered in the end.
It was getting close though.
That was getting close.
That was getting close though. It almost presented itself, not quite to be. And once again, another pistol round lost.
Another pistol round loss. EQ Red up to the 4th round of the map.
The TSM way.
Anti-eco. Does Evil Geniuses force here? We've seen him force a lot after losing pistol rounds, and they win.
They have.
They win them a lot as
yeah,
well.
52%.
52%.
You gotta reward the people who have been here all day.
Carry on the joke from map number 1. Shout outs to the homies who have been hanging out all day long.
Some chatters love that.
Shiko around for Evil Geniuses instead, so no full force. They're just going to do like that semi-force or pseudo-force situation that they can definitely take the W with. But EQ Red definitely the favorites on this round.
Lucio and TP right now has made so much noise, but it's going to allow for those teammates to come through short, and here they are. Roka to grab one. So many players to find more. Roka will grab a second. Brand's got one as well. The Sheriffs were coming up huge. We saw them get a Sheriff round before, and this could be the same scenario. Roka to grab one. Looking for the knife, you absolute maniac. Primsy not going to let that happen, but Foe will finish the job with the Marshall. 10-4 for EG. They don't even force up. They just buy Sheriffs instead, and hey, it's happened.
It's a smile on Roka's face when he did that too. He knows they're in a 4v1 situation. They win these.
This play from Boostio, though, is so smart, man. He wastes so much time, and he sells so much information, allows the rest of the team to come through. Literally just sits in TP, sprays through, throws a Cloudburst too, so they don't really know how many players are there. He's able to get that player towards the ramp, staring straight towards him, allows for those 2 other players to come around the back line and bait in. Yeah, so nice from EG, though. They're very happy about it, and now they're looking at not even a bonus, really an anti-eco.
Yeah, that's that might be game for EQ Red, which is kind of crazy.
One more buy round. Look at one more buy round.
So yeah, it's obviously not over yet. Every round is winnable with Valorant, but man, does that hurt, especially when Brandon's getting a double kill after that.
That's 4 with the shorty. Okay, that feels nice.
Okay. Get the upgrade.
Find the gun though.
Oh, he had to fall off. Might get delegated over to Teats though if they can grab that one, but still classic in hand. Still not making it happen. They know that shorty's a new ball. Brandon does not want to push this.
They know second player's there as well. They spotted the Viper already. First shot's not to be found. Brandon's got another. Looking to finish the job, and okay, Brandon make it an ace. EG, they'll take the anti-eco quite simply. They only drop 1 player, and they make it feel good as well. They picked up rifles in the meantime, but 2 rifles going into this one. They'll also have 2 Spectres, a Marshall. They're looking at a very late bonus.
Talking about confidence plays. Look at this, Brandon
Why
knows
not? The rest of the
there's
team's
a
alive.
shorty and U-Haul. That's what killed his teammate. And he's like, you know what? I got this. I don't even care that you just reloaded. I heard it. I'm just going to push right through. No worries. Spraying the Sheriff.
Honestly, that's a good range for it, though, quite frankly. If you're gonna peek that shorty, what you can't do is hit the steps. If you play outside the steps, you're probably okay because the spread from the shorty isn't that far. Yeah, he peeks at the end after he killed the Viper.
Yeah.
Who has the shorty?
Yeah. Ace for Brandon.
Very close, though. Very
situation. Very confidently done so. And now 11-4 for Evil Geniuses. If they win this one, it's going to be a backbreaker for EQ Red. This is likely their last stand. This is the Alamo for this team. It's already down 0-2 in the groups. They need to win this round and stay alive in not only this game, but kind of staying alive in this tournament itself.
Oh, Boostio will take the first once again. Already down, man. They love this play. If you research EG, you've seen them play recently with this roster. They love this play. They get shut down though. They found the first. They know Boostio's there already. He's got that first frag. They spotted him as well.
No way he gets that kill.
Boostio wins that fight. He's gonna get the refrag now. 3-on-3. Kyle is probably gonna be able for EG if they need it. I was asking for a lot out of this Marshall right now, and he hasn't found it just yet. Recon will let him know he's good to cross. He'll move away, move back to the B side. In the meantime, he's got the rest of his teammates, the rest of the homies are chilling on the A side, and they're ready for this push.
Couldn't pick up Boostio's rifle to be noted, so it's going to be a Marshall for the retake. But a nice tuck by Reform like you called.
Refrag for Primsy.
Positioning's still been good, but at least he was able to answer right back. Granted, we've seen what he's done last round. Up against the Phantom now with the Spectre in hand. Just the swing, just the jiggle peek, but buying time for the rotation for Foe. Can he get
He knows. Time? He darted. He knows he's having.
Yes. Hesh knows what he's working with. He has to deal
15
with the
seconds, can't
Marshall.
TP.
He heard the shot from the Marshall as well.
Good bit.
Hit was good.
The shock pulled on.
In.
That's
what a shock pull.
Oh,
He's weak. He knows with a recon bolt, he's going to know where the right click will be good.
oh, he spends his close truck. So fortunately, been able to get the plant down his head. Move back towards box as
That
well.
was
Oh,
close.
Fuzz
Oh
so
my
close. He
God.
spotted the feet. He spotted the cross. Back in. Once again, his miss. Looking for the right click. He's into it. And he'll find it. Fuzz got it. The last buy round we see come out of EQ Red. They can't take it. It's a late bonus instead. EG have all the money, all the hype. They're feeling it. We can see them right there, how much they're feeling it. They know they should have this game.
There's other times he pop off when times are getting close, things like that. But right now, they're in such full control of this game. They're like, let's just close it out, guys.
Come
Like,
on,
there's
guys.
smiles on the faces. There's fist bumps.
time to
They're
go
like,
eat.
they're stoked. But yeah, they're ready for lunch, man. Last game of the day. Let's just close it out. Let's get out of the group stages 3-0. EQ Red, though, man. They've been trying, dude. They just can't deal with these pushes that from Evil Genius's boost you on the
there's
flank.
a round
They
to win
just
to beat
weren't
that
ready
one.
for it. Yeah, that was
It's a hard
maybe
one to
it.
lose.
They are able to force it pretty well because the full loss bonus at this point. They have Seekers to work with as well, so they can get on the site pretty reliably. But it's hard at this point because they need to deal with Boostio's lurk pushes. Because of the entire map. It allows Evil Genius to get forward aggressive positions on all 4 lanes of the field with that Hunter's Fury as well, shutting down the Seekers. They can use that ultimate ability to get on the side of this point. EQ Red's just feeling kind of less stranded unless they can get frags just like this.
We talked about
That's
this.
Weapons. Yeah, we talked about this. The advantage, the aggression, and the confidence
They've
from
given
Evil
guns
Genius
away.
could come back to bite them.
Giving 2 guns away down towards mid-market. EG, we talked about how they look composed to close it out, but you can tell they got jumpy. It's okay. They've got rounds to give, and they've got Branted Lamp still to try to hold on.
We got
to
Branted.
Yeah. Down we go into the site. Branted. I told you they had him. He'll find himself a 2K. Reform will get one with the snake bite, and now Primsy suddenly into 1v3. What happened? Where did the EQ Red roster go? Looks so good right now, but Reform is going to shut things down. It's 13-4. EG, even after giving 2 guns away, will come back swinging the 3-0, and they're out of group.
3-0 for Evil Geniuses. They're excited. They're stoked about it. They're already popping off, getting started handshakes, things like that. Let's go eat. Let's get some breakfast or lunch. When do they wake up? Do they get breakfast?
It's a gamer schedule.
Who knows? It's gamer schedule gaming out here, but that's 3-0 for EG. It's 0-3 for EQ Red. So still got LAN experience. I mean, it's always a great time just to be on LAN, but like obviously it still feels bad going 0-3 out groups. Yeah, salute the fallen brethren and salute and congratulations to the ones who succeeded and will continue on out groups. They were the favorites to get out groups. They're the favorites for most people to win the tournament. Yeah, so not surprising to see them go 3-0, and also not surprising to see it reformed being the match MVP, getting so many first bloods, getting so many frags. And honestly, I'd say is the most consistent player of this roster.
Yeah, I almost want to coin a new phrase for reformed. The Battle Viper.
The Battle Viper.
Man, his ability to toxic screen his way up A short, it forces him to play extra players onto the A site because he's just there every time, man.
I love that Battle Viper. More like the Assassin
Viper. Assassin Viper? Ooh, yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
He's lurking, man.
Yeah, especially the fact that when he's out of that screen, he's sneaking into the back site, taking it to the bottom of triple, and then getting back up the site as well. That's Assassin-like, if you ask me. Just his ability to do that, he definitely deserves to have that match MVP. It goes off a combat score as well, and utility usage was quite nice as well.
Yeah, just did everything right.
Honestly, just phenomenal gameplay, and that's crazy to have from your Viper player.
For sure. Yeah, you want somebody who gets this on your team, reforms the perfect one to do so. Branted as well was very consistent. Got like the ace, was getting like we called it on the last round. They still got Branted. Like you said that, you're lead into it. Like, no, that's a good call.
No,
you still have
Branted.
You still have him alive. Immediately gets a double kill in that situation. I mean, Roko is popping off as well in that pseudo duelist, and everyone was doing the job beautifully in that game. So fantastic showing by EG. They still have some signs here and there, being a little bit overconfident perhaps, but that's also the nature of a highly momentum-based game like Valorant. Sometimes if the other team's not showing that they need to be respected, then don't respect them. Keep rolling through them. Make the game go faster.
That's true.
Perhaps.
That's actually very true.
And that could be the thing we can get in the enemy team's head as well. I mean, I talked to a lot of coaches and players out there that talk about like how in scrims they get frustrated because teams are just snowballing through them, and they're like, they're not even playing good scrims with setups anymore. And the coaches are like,
that's what the game looks like.
You aren't forcing them to respect you. So you need to shut down their aggression. Like. And then once you do, then they will respect you and do things like properly on executes like that. So EQ were able to do that, not as well as Fraggy Bag did earlier today. So we saw when Evil Geniuses got shut down in those couple of rounds that they got punished on aggression. They're like, okay, we just go back to our basics.
We got changes. We got Reform constantly seeking through the A site. We got, I think, 4 A site hits in a row of just Reform winning back a site duels. And eventually they stopped using utility for it. They lost it. It started to get stacked, and they said, okay, we'll just go take B side instead. And they did just that. And then it reset everything. So definitely it's not to say that EQ didn't make them switch up. They respected it when they needed to, 100%.
100%. Man, Cat, it happens like a flash, man. We had an overtime.
Dude, so close.
We had to wait for a 9th overtime
that
as
game
well.
Was crazy.
We got a full distance game. This was the only like kind of stomp game that we got to watch today.
Not
and
even
it still
too bad.
felt like a fast game.
Not even
like,
too bad.
Groups A and B are already done, Cat.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
I will say that that 9OT game was over on that secondary stream at twitch.tv/GameArenaCO. So I believe they've got more games on the way. We're going to throw to a break here pretty quickly.
It's also just 2 side streams.
Yeah, that's right. The third one as well. I think they got going at the same time we got going for this match. So they should be live now as well. And that's twitch.tv/OSUBGC. I think that's Student Ran over there as well, which is super, super hype. Student Ran Caster, Student Ran Production. So you definitely want to check that out as well for all these other games that are going on. And I believe we've got a lovely group of casters coming in to cover these last 3.
I mean, I'm looking forward to being able to view it as well. I'll be on site, just getting to chill out, relax, and watch Cup of Frag and Dilly G, the OGs, the legends of the VCS coming in, close out the day with Group C and D matches coming out after this break. So we'll be seeing them then. You'll be seeing them then. See you then.
And as you can see, the frame temples are made super